pressure shifted towards the east. Now it's coming back to the west, and so are those even hotter temperatures as we go into the weekend. We'll take a look at that and your coastal conditions coming up.
Hurricane Genevieve is still hundreds of miles away, but the waves are being felt here in Oceanside. I have a look at the beach coming up.
The former owner of a Hoarder home in Ocean View Hills back in criminal court today on charges of stalking and making criminal threats. I'll explain why the case was delayed once again.
The future of battery energy storage systems in Escondido. The conversation happening tonight.
And the USS Fort Worth has lived its life. I'll tell you more about the Navy ship that was just decommissioned.
It was another day of dangerous conditions along San Diego's coast, and about an hour ago, high surf and coastal flood advisories went into effect. It's keeping San Diego lifeguards very busy. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. We kick things off tonight with Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis, who's standing by with a first look at the conditions that you should be aware of. Carlene.
That's right. So we initially had that beach hazard statement, but that expired at 5, and now we're dealing with the high surf advisory, now starting to get those impacts. That's going to be over the next couple of days of Hurricane Genevieve. So we have it in effect all the way until 5 p.m. on Saturday. Large breaking waves, larger than what we've already seen right along our coastline, bringing it up to about 5 to 8 feet, sets to 9 feet, especially for those south and southwest facing beaches. You also have the elevated surf that's just going to be right along the coastline as a whole. Strong rip currents will be present, longshore currents as well. That is going to lead to that elevated surf, plus it being coupled with that full moon taking place tonight. That leads to coastal flood advisory. That is in effect as well. That went into effect at 5 p.m. and will continue all the way until Saturday at 3 in the morning. So the times you see right there on your screen, those are the times of those evening high tides, bringing it up to about 6 feet. So we will continue to hold on to that into the start of the weekend. So here's Genevieve. It has downgraded. It reached its max strength as a Category 4 hurricane, a major hurricane over the weekend. Then it started to weaken a little bit more. It's down to a Cat 2, so it's starting to move into those cooler waters as it moves towards the west-northwest and does look to become a post-tropical system by Sunday. But its passage, that's what's roughing up our surf. We'll go ahead and take a look at your complete forecast because we also have the heat that's going to be back, even hotter temperatures to talk about ahead. Marcella.
Thanks, Carlene. And as always, you can find our extended weather forecast on the CBS 8 app. Download on your TV or phone and watch for free. As we mentioned just moments ago, the conditions in the water are keeping lifeguards along the coast very busy.
We turn now to News 8's Alex Cheney, who's live in Oceanside, where lifeguards are keeping surfers away from that beautiful pier behind him.
Yeah, Carlo, absolutely. It's been a very packed and busy day here at the Oceanside Pier. And in fact, the lifeguards have shut down swimming and surfing in some areas. So if you go ahead and take a look at the pier here, you can see just all the way up until that first lifeguard post, they have actually shut down swimming in the area. You also can't surf as well, showing that these lifeguards are on aggressive standby today. Here's more. Beaches near the Oceanside Pier were crowded today as strong surf slammed the sand. And lifeguards were out in full force looking after swimmers and finding dangerous riptides early. The massive swell is being generated by Hurricane Genevieve, which is churning far off the Pacific coast, causing big waves since Monday.
They're huge. We spent all day out on the beach yesterday, too. And it's pretty wild to see these huge crashing waves out there.
Lifeguards raised the black ball flag, which means no surfing from the pier to that point, and also the red flag just close to the pier, which means no swimming at all, as strong waves could push someone into the pier. That hasn't stopped some people from getting into the water.
They're crazy. Me and my sister, we got trampled by the waves.
They're big, and for some reason it has a very extreme cross current.
Yeah, it's okay. YOLO.
Hurricane Genevieve is sending long-period swells into Southern California, creating powerful surf, strong rip currents, and dangerous shore break.
I'm not going to be a mermaid today.
Why not?
The waves are huge. What?
Lifeguards are urging people to stay out of the water or use extreme caution, warning that even experienced swimmers can be caught off guard by the power of these waves. At all the lifeguard posts, both north and south of the pier here, I've seen at least 2 lifeguards manning it all day today. I've seen a few jet skis go out into the water. No rescues, but certainly these lifeguards are ready to go should something happen. Reporting live from the Oceanside Pier, Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
Thank you, Alex. A sheriff's investigation is underway tonight after San Diego police shot a passenger in what we're told was a stolen car. Officers say they were looking for that stolen car around 7 this morning when they found it in an apartment complex near Del Sur and Bayer Boulevards in San Isidro. During a vehicle stop, investigators say the car drove toward one of the officers, prompting them to shoot at the car. A man sitting in the front passenger seat was hit in the shoulder. He was taken to a hospital. We're told he's going to be okay. The driver of the car was taken into custody. A South Bay woman who used to own a so-called hoarder house in Ocean View Hills is now facing felony charges. Lisa Golden was in court today accused of stalking and making criminal threats.
News 8's Kelly Hessedall is outside the South Bay courthouse with an update on the criminal case and what she's learned about the family now living in Golden's former home. Kelly?
And neighbors were hopeful this nightmare would end once a new family moved into Lisa Golden's former home, but that has not been the case at all. Her preliminary hearing on those criminal charges was supposed to be today, but just like we saw in civil court over and over, the case was delayed once again. Lisa Golden out of custody and leaving the South Bay courthouse today after a judge agreed to another continuance in her criminal case. This time, her new alternate public defender requested more time. Golden also told the judge she isn't feeling well. It's been continued once again. What is your reaction to that?
It's tiring. You know, it's tired. You know, I get geared up to come here just for it to be continued. It's very tiring. And my reaction is that she's trying to wear down the system. And hopefully that doesn't happen.
Ronnie Taylor is Golden's former neighbor. Prosecutors accuse Golden of stalking him and making criminal threats. He says it's been going on for more than 15 years.
In my opinion, I think she's danger. She's a danger to the community. I have to constantly escort my wife in the garage and out of the garage. Just to go in my backyard, I have to go out there and make sure everything's clear. I have to constantly check my cameras to make sure that she's not lurking around.
This is the latest chapter in a case News 8 has been following for years. Since 2009, neighbors have complained about Golden's now former property. The trash that filled the inside spilled outside. In 2024, Golden was ordered to leave the home. The following year, 2 suspicious fires were set at the property. The home was eventually sold.
The new family moved in because of all the threats and the stalking. They had to go get another restraining order. And they served her during her pre-trial hearing on Friday with a temporary restraining order because, just like them, it's an older couple that live with their son and daughter-in-law, and they have their grandkids there, and so they're just afraid for their kids, their grandkids.
And just for some perspective on this, the neighbors aren't just afraid of Golden because of the harassment. The deputy DA confirmed to me today that back in 2003, Golden was charged with attempted murder, but he said that she ended up entering a guilty plea to a lesser charge. Now, as for this latest case, she faces a maximum of about 4 years behind bars. If convicted, she's due back in court on August 17th. Kelly Hessedall, News 8.
Thank you, Kelly. The search for missing Oceanside mother Angelica Brophy has a new tool tonight. A website, findangelicaBrophy.com, now has verified search details and a way for people to submit tips. Brophy was last seen on July 6th at Harrah's Resort in Valley Center. Her car turned up 3 days later at Palomar Mountain State Park. Volunteers are organizing another search for this coming Saturday. Tonight, we are learning former San Diego Chargers player Billy Ray Smith Jr. has died.
His family, including longtime KGTV anchor Kimberly Hunt, made the announcement just hours ago. Born in Fayetteville, Arkansas, the legendary linebacker was drafted by the Chargers in 1983 and stayed with the team for the entirety of his decade-long career. He devoted himself to dozens of charities across San Diego and had stints in broadcasting, including a role of sports director at ABC 10 News, even some work here at KFMB. Saw him there with our John Howard. In a statement, his family says he passed away peacefully, surrounded by family, following a long journey with dementia caused by CTE.
His family added, quote, "He leaves an irreplaceable void in our lives. His undeniable legacy will live forever in our hearts, and we thank our incredible community for the outpouring of love and support."
Billy Ray Smith Jr. was 64 years old, and he was every bit as kind as he appeared out in public appearances. He did some work here. We would encounter him. Just a great, great man.
A lot of us knew him, and everyone here at CBS 8, we extend our deepest sympathies to Kimberly and the whole family.